Hey, can you
Hey,
see?
hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Hi, everybody. I have messed this up. Hold on. Uh, I have two tabs open at the same
Uh-huh.
time.
Uh-huh. And you don't know which one to go to?
Look on your phone, Perry, and see if I only have one live going.
Okay, let me see.
Oof. You could hear me just fine and everything, right? I
Yeah, I
just
can.
can't see you.
Let me see.
Hi, everybody. Hold on. I've messed something up again.
I only see one, honey.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, guys. We got a good show planned for you today. A lot going on at one time. So I do want you guys to know I will be doing my housewife stuff tomorrow, but we were really busy and on a call that went longer than we expected, so we decided to push it back till tomorrow. If I have the energy, maybe tonight, but this is going to be a long show. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Robin and Juan. Then we're going to talk about Andrew Tate whining in prison because then we're going to talk about Chrisean and Blueface, and then that Tasha K interview with the alleged victim's mother.
Yeah.
It was just a hot ass mess. It didn't make any damn sense. So we're going to talk about that. And then I wonder if I should save that. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get started. Hold on one second. Let me turn my speaker down. It's still broke. I didn't have time to fix it this weekend. Hold on. Okay. Do you hear echo, Perry?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, so let me do these. I'm pushing the wrong buttons, child. I am a mess, a hot mess. Let's start out with the whole. I'm going to go through these stories quite quickly because I'm really trying to get to the Tasha K video. So it's official, guys. Juan and this is so thrown off. Hold on, Juan. I keep hearing an echo.
Yeah, I think maybe because your speaker's too loud or something, but
It's that
I,
damn.
I don't hear one. Huh?
You don't. It's official. Juan and Robin are married. Okay, so congratulations. I mean, we didn't think it would ever happen. You don't think she married him because of
I
the
would just say
mounting pressure, huh?
I would say congratulations. I mean, when you it's your storyline, and most people, if
Thank
you're a
you, Joey.
mechanic, you'll buy a toolbox to go to work. And I think she needed to be married to be on the show.
Okay, well, it has backfired on social media. People were saying, "Yay, now we can get rid of her, bring on someone new," because that was her only storyline. They are dragging her,
Right.
okay, on social media. Them are some haters, aren't they? They're saying that. Well, how does his girlfriend feel about this? People are being really, really mean on social media. It was kind of funny.
I mean,
I
she
thought
might
it
be
was,
fine. I mean, the girlfriend might be fine with it though. Seriously, like,
y'all are messy. Y'all need to
I
stop.
mean, because if he's in a better financial state, then so is she. Just like
Y'all are
Wendy
messy.
Williams, Serena, whatever that chick name is, that was married to Wendy's husband. I mean, that's dating
Oh, you are
Wendy's husband.
messy.
I'm just
Sharrell,
saying, no,
Serena
yeah,
Hudson,
yeah.
you are
I'm
messy.
just keeping it real though. I'm just saying, like,
Harry,
the girl and him do what they do,
y'all are messy.
and now he goes home from time to time anyway. But if she's making more money, it gives him more free time
Harry, stop.
to
Harry,
lay with
stop.
the side chick.
I
I'm just
mean,
saying.
listen, I'm not going to hate.
They all up in the
Congratulations.
Hilton.
Y'all
Yeah,
are
okay.
messy.
Just saying. They upgraded from Motel 6.
Oh, look at it. Y'all are messy. So they already had a marriage license on file. They did that a couple of months ago, actually, right? So how does it work? You get your marriage license first, then after you do the nuptials, it just turns official. How does that work, Perry? I don't know. It
Well,
was
it's pretty much
31
you get
years
the
ago.
marriage license before you can get married, right? You do
Mhm.
that. In some cases in Vegas, you can do it the same day. But I'm just saying, sometimes you get the file for it, you get it, then you go in and they just do to do. Will you take this woman to be your awful wedded wife, whatever, all that crazy shit. Then they go on, and maybe it might take 2 or 3 days to hit, the records.
Does Juan still have a job for now? The court case, he hasn't been called in yet. I have a feeling that that whole basketball team, the coaches and the staff are going to get fired. That's what I think. But
And
anyway, that's
if
another
they got
case we got to keep our eye on,
if
huh?
they really did get married, then I guess he still do have a job.
Oh, you are messy.
I'm just simply saying, like, and it's not the first time they've been married, right?
Ah,
So that's why I'm not gonna
no.
go head over heels with the congratulations and
Harry
throw
is
the little
messy.
hearts up or whatever they do, whatever that shit is. I'm not gonna do it. All that shit. I just move on.
People are messy. Y'all are messy. Y'all need to see the marriage license. You need to know where they got married at. I believe it was in Jamaica.
Shit, they
But
probably
she's
came
not
to
releasing the details, huh?
they probably came to Vegas and went through one of the drive-throughs
Y'all are
because he had to
messy,
get back. He had to
messy,
get back to the hotel.
messy. Anyway, congratulations, Juan and Robin, and may the second time, be the charm. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Don't
congratulations.
Congratulations. All right. So I got to get through these fast. Now let's talk about Andrew Tate. You guys remember who Andrew Tate is? He's the guy that got arrested for, I don't even know what I could say now and what I can't say. Trafficking women. Okay. And he is in prison in jail, pardon me, in Romania. Does he look familiar to you, Perry? He's a social influencer.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about, and it's a lot of shit going on. He'd be on there talking about it, and he got women
Yeah,
down in the basement,
yeah.
pimping them out, doing everything else, and he's a freak too.
Look at the chat. Did you see what I just put on the screen? Y'all are messy. Oh my God. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Andrew Tate really quickly because, he ruined a lot of women's lives. A lot. That whole industry. And now he's crying like a baby.
I
Okay.
heard men too, though. I'm not sure if it's true or not.
That's what you heard?
Yeah. Your son told me that, the youngest one.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What does
and
he
was-
know about him?
Well, I mean, I guess the kids. Why? I don't know, but it was him and his
He's pretty
buddy talking.
popular. He's pretty popular.
Mhm.
Yeah. But he is having a fit in prison. He wrote this letter, okay, complaining about his conditions in prison. He's saying he wrote an email out to his fans. He says, they are trying to break me in here. They threw me into a cell without any light. There's cockroaches, lice, and bed bugs. At night, they're my only friends. He said, when the guards bring me to and from the courtroom, I stay absolutely respectful, but they are so disrespectful to me. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? Is he complaining, Perry? Is he complaining? Really?
It sure sounds like it.
He said they have falsely imprisoned my siblings and that's not fair. They didn't do anything wrong. Child. They should not have they have not been formally charged yet. He's talking about the siblings, but the one that did hit with him has been formally charged. I can't remember what his name is. He says my treatment in here is unjust. Child, and listen, people are listening to him. Some people, Perry, you cannot say the keyword, but a lot of people gathered together wanting him out. Okay, let me show you this video. That's so ridiculous. For a man that admitted on his YouTube channel that this is what he does for a living, trafficking.
Wow.
Child, if you don't get out of here, I cannot.
So those people was actually cheering for him to be free?
Yes. Don't say the P word.
I'm not going to say it, but maybe there was prior clients. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't shut down the bunny ranch. No.
I'm just trying to keep this story. I really could go long, but I'm trying to get to the Tasha K story. But I think it's funny how you're complaining because you're in prison when you destroyed a lot of people's lives. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's even gone as far. Let me see if I have time to do this, as to have some of his ex-girlfriends take to social media, and they are working the hell out of social media. And some of these people are still fans of his. But she's saying that she's not a victim, and it's sad that you have his family members in there. Come on, is she brainwashed or what?
Or maybe what
Few
happened
days
in that
since I chose
situation.
to come out publicly about the recent events of Andrew and Chrisean Tate.
Go ahead,
I
you can
really
talk
want
over it. She's
everyone
just
to see
saying that
how
she's not
corrupted the system, the
uh,
country, and the authorities
a
are.
victim,
Few
and that.
days, and
Oh
my
yeah, I'm
own
just
friends
saying
and
because
family
when
are
a
still
person get incarcerated, they take your clothes and they put you in the jumpsuit. They lock your other materials up, and his debit card could be in there, and they're in need of it. Could that be
I
a
mean, I think
possibility?
it's like you don't go to you don't cry in prison. What is he doing? He thinks he can manipulate everybody. Whatever. Then I wanted to cover this story really quickly. I know you guys hate talking about this, but she is a hot topic. Chrisean, I can't even show you this video. She's trending today because she announced, I believe it was on Friday, that she was pregnant, and so she's trending because there's a video going around that I can't even show of her getting into 2 fist fights. I can't even show it. It was so violent. While pregnant.
Uh-huh.
You should see the fight. I can't show it. I won't even. Sometimes I'll risk it to show it, but this was really, really bad. One fight, she's fighting another woman over blue, and another fight is with the ex stylist,
Uh-huh.
and she's on the red carpet, and she got into a fist fight on the red carpet. I'm sure you guys have seen this.
I
Anyway,
mean, I don't know. That's crazy though. I mean, I think that with Blue, he figured out with her temperament and her looking for love that he's taking advantage of her. That's just my personal opinion. Like,
it's a mess. She's ghetto as hell. I don't mean to kick her while she's down, but she fights this girl. She hits her on the red carpet. Bodyguards are breaking it up. She's like, yeah, what's up now? What's up now? Like, girl, you're pregnant. You got to get rid of all that. You're pregnant.
right, that could be the life she know, but then he's not helping, right?
No. It was
Because
a blessing
really,
that they broke up.
if he supported her and did whatever, she probably would seriously change. And
Maybe
just
because
my
he's
opinion.
the only person that she really listens to. I don't know. It's a mess. But anyway, listen, they're going on Jason Lee's show tonight on Revolt TV. If you don't have Revolt TV, then go to Jason's YouTube channel, and he'll post it up after the interview. He's saying the interview is, you got to watch it. He can't say what's happening. He said, but it was a hot ass mess.
Damn.
Ain't no telling what she did in this interview. It's no telling. So, I just feel bad for her.
I got to watch it.
She's going down. Nobody's there to help her. She's on a sinking ship. She's pregnant by this bum.
Damn.
She's fist fighting. Let's face it, she's drinking Hennessy. Of all the things you can do, maybe if it was a little bit of wine, she's drinking Hennessy and getting towed up. It's just sad.
Damn.
It's just sad. And the ratings are sky high. It's just sad. It's just sad.
Wow.
So why do I keep covering it? Because she's a trending topic. I know a lot of people don't even like to talk about Chrisean and Blueface, but it is what it is. It's real.
Yeah.
And so she'll be on Jason Lee's tonight, and she's probably going to fight or act a fool. She's going to do something because he's saying that was the wildest interview he ever did. So don't forget to check that out. 10 o'clock on Revolt. If you don't have Revolt, an hour later, Jason will post it on his YouTube channel. It's just sad. It's just sad. But anyway, let's get to what I really want to talk about. I really want to talk about this interview with Tasha K interviewing the victim's mother. Now, let me say this before I get into this, because I'm dead ass serious, okay? I am not one of these bloggers that will convict somebody without all the evidence. I'm staying neutral. I don't give a damn what people say. People are trying to pressure me and make me go with a certain narrative. I don't care.
Right.
You do that. I'm not doing that. I have a right to think the way I want to think and say the things that I want to say. And I am not going to box myself in a corner and start saying, oh, Larry Reed's guilty. Larry Reed's guilty. Or this and this and that. I mean, if anything, the bloggers that are doing that, I will watch what I say. What if? Because, okay, so also this weekend, Larry Reed did officially turn all of his stuff into an attorney. It's in an attorney's hands. See, I rather call the cops than go to YouTube. I'd rather go to an attorney than go to YouTube. But okay, that's not how some of you roll. You better watch what you say, because let me tell you something. When you look in a camera and say, Larry Reed is guilty as hell, and don't say in my opinion, and not say allegedly,
right,
you just bought yourself a lawsuit. And if I was Larry Reed, if I was innocent, and when I go to start suing people, I would include those bloggers that said that shit, because they're turning it into a freak show. They're adding on. They want it to be salacious, and you get on here, you start talking. I can't believe, for clicks and views.
Yeah, it's like a money grab, and I get it. Like, it goes on both sides. Like, I understand. Like, people will come on and want to act like we choosing a side or not, but when we clearly tell you, we just here for the facts. We ain't went to the left or right yet.
It's the popular thing to do. So if you say anything, if I say, no, I'm not going to judge just yet. Oh, you like men that M children, and you're not going to arm on me. I'm not going to be pressured into picking a side. And that's what a lot of dumbasses like to do. Team this, team that. How many days do I have to tell you I'm Team Sharrell? Cut it out. So if you come in my chat tripping, I'm going to kick your ass out. I'm not doing it. I'm going to do what I want to do. And if I want to take my time and I want the evidence to roll in, I'm not going to make a decision without all the evidence. Does that mean, and I'm doing that for this case specifically, does that mean that I green light all Mers that go after children? I ain't going to say it again. I get mad thinking about it. When people try to coax me into doing their narrative.
Right.
And if I want to take all day and go line by line like I'm getting ready to do for this interview, then that's what I'm going to do. You're not rushing me. So cut it out. You ain't playing games with me in my comment section. If you start tripping and coming after me because I decide to be neutral, I'm going to kick your ass out. I'm not playing.
Right. I mean, neither side should be in a rush to make a judgment when you don't even have facts. See, a smarter person, once you got enough facts, you can start forming an opinion. But when you come in just because you want to be on this favorite blogger side, this and that, or the position to where, let me get some ratings and shit. Like, come on,
my God,
let it go. Just do what you get to do. Look, it's a story if you just talk about the facts. But I think what the problem is, facts will come out as they come. It's not going to come as fast as you want them to. But one thing I can say, it's been facts that came out defending Larry Reed. But do I say it's enough facts to say he didn't do it? I haven't seen a facts yet, besides a person make an allegation that somebody did this to me. And I'm not, and people can go back and say, well, the person was this age. But right now, current time, the person is old enough to file. Yeah. Why are we sitting here through episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Right? Now, it makes me question the person who's doing it. Because if your legit thing, it happened to me as a kid, and I'm looking for justice, why are you stalling for time? It's almost like a person that is just want the public to think a certain way to ruin somebody without actually going to court.
Let's see what happens now that it's in the court's hands. That's when I will make my decision. But all this bullshit about oh, Sharrell is old and she's thinking old school and the old people get fooled easily. That's not going to sway me either. You can talk about me all day long. Unless you were there, somewhat a blogger said, unless you were there, you do not know what is going on. So don't listen to anybody else. But as you go on to give your opinion, you weren't there either.
For 2 or 3 hours on how somebody did stuff. But you can't say a damn thing. You wasn't there. Well, where the fuck was you? And matter of fact, if you was there, I'm sure you would have had your cell phone. You would have had the footage. Where is the evidence? I'm just saying, look, I'm not, like I said, but once we defend one thing, because you know what? People can say, oh, well, what about the victim? It could be a victim on both sides. If you falsely accuse, the person that's falsely accused is now the victim. But you don't want to see it that way. And then you want to act like, oh, well, why would somebody say this? And I'm not throwing no other weight, but use our common sense. We are older. So if you 2021, maybe you ain't never heard nobody lie to you before. Right? But it's liars involved. When you look at the background, people have went to court and said themselves they lied. So I'm just simply saying.
People say, oh, you're a Tasha K hater. What does she have to do with this? What does she have to do with this? Everything. Her background is very important. If I show a pattern of lying on people, then you might be in tune to keep lying.
Right.
Oh, what does Bishop White have to do this? You're taking it off the issue. I ain't got time for people and their nonsense. I don't care if I got 30 people in my chat. I'm going to take my time and go over the evidence as if I was a jury. I'm not going to jump the gun and box myself in the corner. And I'm telling you, the people that's sensationalizing this, because it's a lot going on behind the scenes, you guys. It's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Right.
I would sue them, Larry Reed, because they jump to conclusions and they stupidly give their hyped up commentary without saying allegedly. That's some advice. If you're one of those dumbasses that told everybody don't come to my channel because I don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. Because unless you say the word allegedly, I would sue your ass too.
Well, yeah, I get that part. And the biggest thing
he should be and he's not. He should be striking people's channels for using his Patreon footage. He's being nice. He's letting you use his stuff to dog his ass out. I don't know. Larry Reed's a little too nice because I'll be striking folks. I really would.
I get it.
But you run your channel the way you want. The problem that you're gonna have with me is when you come trying to lie on me and demean my channel and demean me like I don't know what I'm talking about. Hell, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is
at this point, for clicks and views, a whole channel. And I did the same thing for Shanquella. Remember, everyone said, Shanquella, they arrested, whatever. They arrested her. Right. I'm like, no.
Right.
Take your time. You don't want to be the dumbass having false celebrations. But people are so into the mob mentality. Let's bring her down. She doesn't support children. What?
You know what?
Ain't falling for it. I know that comes from bloggers, and you can say whatever you want to say.
Right. I mean, because the biggest thing is this: what's going to draw you more money?
I'm not finished, Perry.
Oh, go ahead.
You could do background checks on me. Knock yourself out. You think you're the first person running a background check on me? You know why you can run one? Because I ain't had shit on my damn record, and that's how you operate. You want to reach into somebody's past and then use it against them, but you ran into the wrong one. I am squeaky clean. I don't even have a goddamn speeding ticket. So knock yourself out. I know what you're doing. Knock yourself out. Not distracting me from running this story the way that I want to run it. Well, go ahead, Perry.
Look, honey, you're doing the right thing. The whole thing is, but I guess people with these kind of channels do what their subbies want them to do. Over here, we got more.
No. I'm just saying, don't let them fool you. They do what they wallets and numbers want them to do.
I got you. That's true. But we got more of an audience that's been around. Look, nobody's trying to come out here and say one side is this or that unless with no facts. Because all these people that's coming out right now, yeah, he did it. You get to believe this person. They don't have no evidence to believe the accuser, or really at this point, even Larry Reed. I'm just saying, just let it be. But people make more money off talking about somebody being exposed than accuser lying on somebody, because that happens every day. But then they want to act like in this situation, oh, people don't lie. How many times we don't watch the news? Oh, lady don't flew 3 kids off the bridge. Oh, well, this black male 6 feet did it. And come to find out it's a lie. But you can ruin somebody's reputation.
They don't care.
And shit like that. Right. Because they're only worried about what can I make next month on my YouTube check.
If Larry Reed is innocent, I would definitely start suing bloggers, because bloggers have to be responsible for the shit they say and the riots that they try to incite. So you best hope he did it. Bloggers that's trying to run a background check on me, run it, bitch. You ain't distracting me not one bit. Trina's my first name, Sharrell's my middle name, Lloyd's my last name. Knock yourself out.
And actually, what they could do is just do more research on coming up with some facts. Because I haven't seen any yet.
I've seen people say, I've got the receipts, I got the receipts. And then they'll take a little thing, a little snippet from Tasha's interview, and then they'll marry it to Reed's interview. And they're just snipping and putting these snippets together. That's your receipt. Knock yourself out. I don't run my channel like that. And I also don't operate off of fear. Child, Larry Reed, if you are innocent, you need to start suing bloggers straight up for jacking your Patreon shit and then lying and inciting uproar. You look, the young kids, they love it. If you get animated and this and that, but if you acting like an adult and you say, I'm going to take my time on this one. You're a Larry Reed lover, and whatever. Knock yourself out. But you come over here, and I'm going to go over every piece of evidence. Yeah. All right, so let me start playing this. Oh, did you have something to say, Perry?
No, just real quick. No, I agree with you. And if Larry's in a situation where people accusing you of doing this and you didn't do it, sue their ass. If you're the accuser and you know this happened to you, you should be filing charges of suing too, and not on this damn internet trying to have a Lifetime fucking movie. I'm just simply saying, because that's where it's dragging out to be. Maybe you could be coming from Right's place and just saying this, but somebody else want to drag it along for cash flow. But if you really cared and you not 17 no more at this point, you a grown ass man, and if it happened to you, I'm sorry it happened to you, but take the proper choice. Take the proper route for justice.
Yeah.
Because you out here just sitting there talking and have somebody talk about your shit ain't bring you no more justice than what you had the last 10 years. Just saying.
I've seen it. These sensationalized bloggers, I'm going to call them sensationalized. They did it with the Shanquilla case and really just destroyed that case. Oh, she's arrested. She's arrested. Where are they now when they came out this weekend and said they haven't even interviewed anybody? What about that? So I'm not for the clownery. I'm not. And what does that say about you? That you want to run a background check on Sharrell, find out what her dirt is, than to tell the truth or focus on this damn case. Girl, please get out of here with that. All right. So let me go into, Tasha K interviewed the victim's mother. Okay. This interview was anything but normal. Okay, and I'm going to play it for you. What she basically said was she was suspicious of Larry Reed because she had been hearing things, okay? Yet you keep your kid in his presence, okay? Not only that, she went to St. Martin's for some ministry work. According to her, her children called her and told her that Larry Reed was doing things to Lavontraye. She didn't go home right away. When she did go home, she went back to the church. I'm just saying, I'm not saying how I feel about it. This is what happened. She went back to the church. And then this is really, really odd. She didn't go to the police.
No.
She remained at the church.
Yep.
She goes to hire somebody to hurt. Now, I don't know what she meant by that because I'm not sensationalizing. To hurt Larry Reed. She was going to settle this her way.
Mm-hmm. She'll fix the problem. Is basically what she was saying. Yeah.
What? Uh-huh. What? You don't go to the cops? You don't even go to a court of law? But she claims that she didn't do anything about it because Larry Reed's church is a cult.
Mm-hmm.
And she was brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
But you weren't too brainwashed to hire somebody to hurt him. That was her words, to hurt him.
Right, to fix the problem, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense. Make sense.
I can't. You know what, though? I mean, because look, you in St. Martin's, you get this call. I just didn't really know what to do. I mean, I didn't want to come across that I didn't believe my son, but, you know, because I believed him, but I didn't know what to do because I don't want to think about my leader being this way, and I'm going to do all this. I'm going to fix the problem when I get back. Go back. She don't go to the law enforcement. She takes her ass. I mean, I'm just keeping it real since she want to be out here, and no disrespect to nobody's mother. Off her words, she went back, and I elaborate a little bit, went back into the church that she called it was, singing Amazing Grace.
She did. And we're not even sensationalizing. I'm not adding anything to the story.
Right. I'm just saying, but I did it for a while. I was going to fix the problem. Then when asked, did you fix the problem? Oh, no, I just didn't want to leave my family no more. I just figured I'd let it go. But you really cared that much. Go ahead.
That was a crazy interview. So when I come to my decision, I'm going to disregard her interview because it just, maybe it didn't make any sense. That's not what a normal person would do. You hire alleged hitman to go take care of Larry Reed, but you don't go to the cops for free.
But in her mind, she truly believed her son. So at this point, maybe she should be charged for neglect.
I'm just saying.
No. Is that what you call it when you don't properly take care of your kids? At this point, it's just simply saying. And you in there passing the offering around. Amazing grace. Come on now. Let's stop the bullshit. I'm just saying this. If you got some proof, come with it. I don't want to go at nobody's mama. But why is this the damn part 2? And we didn't learn a goddamn thing. But you got receipts. We get a mama that really actually just made it worse.
Yeah, I think the mom made it worse. Let's listen to it. I think the mom made it worse. And I get what Perry's saying. Why do we have to keep watching all these episodes before you give the jaw-dropping, undeniable proof? I just want to see the proof. I'm tired of going through all this. But since we're going through all of it, let me go ahead and play this. So I started about a first portion of the interview. They're just talking about her life, growing up, being spiritual, going to church all the time. So I wasn't going to record this at all because I was like, I'll just talk about it. But then I thought, when I started listening to it, I said, let me play this back for the chat so I don't think I'm crazy. Okay. So I started recording. She asked the question, did you have any suspicions on Larry Reed? And listen, Perry, we're just going to do this like we're at home. You could, let me see, tell me to stop it at any time that you want to make any comments, because I didn't even have time to edit it down, guys. So I might fast forward through some parts. But whenever you want me to stop, Perry, just tell me to stop.
Okay.
I hope you guys can hear this.
The things that I heard that I looked over would be stuff that had to do with money. Okay. First, those are kind of things. It wasn't. People would come into the church. Okay. People come into the church and they would say, the kind of lifestyle he's living, just looking at him, they'll say, this is what he is. You know, I don't want to say what they said, but it was like, you know, like if you're a sinner and you come into the church and you see a person standing up there and you say, they're not saved, they're a sinner. An alcoholic coming to the church, that's an alcoholic. That's what they are, they know that. So I know for sure people that were living a gay lifestyle. I can say that would have came in the church and said that
Because they're gay.
because they were gay
Okay.
and they've said that. And I looked at it,
Okay.
heard it, didn't hear it.
Okay.
So that's really weird. So she's saying she heard rumors that Larry was gay. She spotted it herself. She said, just like you could spot a alcoholic, she spotted that something wasn't right with him and that he was gay.
Yep.
So something triggered her reflexes to say, something ain't right here. I just don't, for me, that's all I need. If I feel funny about somebody, I'm not letting my kid around you.
Right.
But people make mistakes. I ain't even trying to go off on her. Let's just say she didn't see the early signs, or let's just say she ignored her own
Intuition.
what's the word I'm looking for? Intuitions. Okay,
right.
let's say she ignored it and let her child be around Larry anyway. I feel like it's a parent's responsibility to watch your children. If you have a feeling that somebody's weird or something's not right, you protect your children. I don't even want to go drag her about that though, but
Well, no,
I
I'm
would have
not
made a
gonna-
different.
I'm not going to drag her about it, but like really as a parent, even as an adult, you get to make decisions shit based off what you feel, what you see. Because even if you make the wrong choice, you still can be liable also. Like,
Ooh.
now I'm just keeping it real.
You're
this
right.
is
I
it,
didn't even
right?
think about that.
Now, and I don't want to get into all this. Well, in my belief, well, either you made the left or you made the damn right. Whatever the case may be, let's not act like that. Okay, well, see, I'm relieved from my responsibilities. And now, years later, now we having an interview. This shit happened how many years ago? 10, approximately, whatever, how many years
Oh,
ago?
a long time. Yeah, more than that.
But now you want to speak up now when you couldn't. I'm just saying, and I ain't trying to go off on no damn body, Sharrell, but you could not take your ass to law enforcement once your first plan didn't work out, when you backed out of it, when you was going to solve the problem. So as a mother, when have you ever solved the problem? At this point, I would say none.
Also, too, Perry and me have two different opinions. So Perry speaking for Perry, I'm speaking for Sharrell.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come down on her. Someone said Jag's back home. That's good.
Good.
Child, you know what that means. Anyway, back to the case. Let's finish listening.
Okay.
Okay. So, it never once crossed your mind that your son would come to you one day and tell you
Never.
what he's told the world.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Never.
I think Larry's in the chat. Hey, Larry, I can't read that. Sharon came into my church the early 2006 without her son. She left him with the pastor that same. I can't see because my screen is different. Perry, you have to read that.
Okay, it says Sharon came into my church in early 2006 without her son. She left him with a pastor that she said wasn't right. And in that damn interview,
that's what
that's
I'm
the
saying.
reason why she left the church. And she said because he wasn't right, she went to Larry Reed's church because Larry Reed and some other guy, I can't remember his name, had came and visit that church. But she left her son there playing drums because she didn't want to uplift him. But she said that. She said
it's a
that.
mess.
And then later on, her son actually came to Larry Reed's church. But go ahead.
Listen, right now, all I can say is, because I ain't even trying to come down hard on her. She made a big mistake. I don't know I would never do that. But let's keep going.
Okay.
So let's talk about that, because obviously you had a good relationship with the church, with Reed's church. You liked what they were doing over there.
Yeah.
He is very entertaining when it comes to his message, and he's very charismatic, and he learns people's, how can I put it? Like, he learns people and knows how to kind of get in and relate. You know, like I'll give you an example. when we met, he used to say, Tasha, you are a prophetess. And I'm like, prophetess? What is that? You are a prophetess, the way you speak things into existence. Like I see it all over you. So like, when you put, not that it moved me or anything, but him telling someone who is overcoming things that in their life, I could see that kind of, he's the type of person that will build you up.
Yeah.
And I see it a lot in his
Now I gotta stop it there because this bothers me too. I don't interview like that. When I interview somebody, you ask them a question and then you let them respond. I don't narrate. Yeah, because he likes to build people up to take. This is not about you. This is about the interviewer. I don't like people leading questions. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let the person talk. That's just
Right.
how
I mean, that's the purpose of the interview. It's for this
Yeah.
person to give their experiences. And at this point, love Tasha. I mean, she do what she do. But ain't nobody gave a damn about what your opinion is at this point. Just ask the person that you interviewing the damn question.
And the reason I say that because as we go on into this interview, she really would lead the woman. Like the woman say, I don't know, and she'll say, gay? Oh yeah, yeah. No, or how did you let them answer the question. Keep your experiences out of it, because then that's not an interview. Now y'all having a conversation. That's how I feel. Let's keep going.
Preaching or and things like that on the internet. So I see why people are easily drawn in, right? And so and how people are easy to let their guard down. Because let me tell you something, I could pick up on everything, right? And it took me a minute, maybe because I wasn't looking for it. But as we had conversations, more and more conversations, and he was open about a lot of stuff, him being molested and things like that. It kind of was just like, okay, so he understands, like he's been molested. So, and most people that have been molested are not as open about it. It's like you coming to terms with it and, condemning when others are molested and stuff like that. So it seemed to me that he kind of understood why he was the way he was. But then there would be little comments made, like I'll give an example, like when he came to me and said, Tasha, I got this issue with this blogger who's stalking me and making up these lies, saying that I'm molesting these boys. I'm like, so are there boys on the platform? He's like, no, like it's just him. He's just crazy. So I'm like, sue him. And he was like, you think I should do that? I said, yeah, if he's making up these lies and there's nobody to support or no. I said, so, and I asked him, I said, so there's no accusers? He said, no accusers.
See, I don't like that.
Well,
Because
yeah,
now she's giving to us her explanation of why she told Larry to sue these guys. Because that's going to come up later. But this is not about you. You're supposed to be interviewing the mother.
Exactly. And just that moment, I was going to tell you to stop. And like I said, we're waiting on the facts to come in. So not jumping sides, but for every witness, basically, since we're going to hold this court publicly, you get to, look at what the fuck they actually saying. I'm starting to wonder if she brung the mama in to interview her so she can get shit off her chest.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying let's just do the interview. Stop putting in your story. Stop putting in your experiences because it's called leading the witness. Don't do that. Just interview. That's what I would have done. And that was irritating me a little bit on top of the mom's actions when someone is taking advantage of your child. But let's keep going.
And I was just like, so this blogger is just saying this? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, sue him. So I gave him my lawyers to sue the blogger, and he ended up shutting the blogger up. I never watched any of the videos. So I was like, I'm not going to go watch a blogger lie. And, and so everything kind of disappeared. The blogger had to take down everything. So I never heard anything.
Now, she said she didn't watch the videos because she didn't want to see a blogger lie. At that point, how did you know Larry was lying? See, and so I start questioning it. That is something I should question in your interview when you are talking about your experiences. It was just too commingled to me I just didn't, it was very irritating.
Until Bishop Lamar Whitehead had played recordings of the alleged accusers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, these don't sound like they lying. Like the way they're telling a story, like I've been doing this a long time, like they don't sound like they lying. So it kind of just stepping it back, and then a lot of things that they were saying, and I would kind of recall situations that happened between me and Reed. I'm like,
you know what, Sharrell, stop it. No, for real, seriously. Like the whole thing is this.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we don't see her phone calls of her talking to Larry and trying to get him to come on for a sit down, right? On her channel, by the way, and do all this shit. And act like she got all this proof and all this, right? But and she's acting like she's caring. I vet the people that I talk to. Have she looked at Bishop Blackhead's fucking background? No, for what? No, let's keep it real. Like I'm saying, that should be the starting point, right? So does she bring in the accuser, right? And I get it. You talk to him, but where's the vetting on both sides? Because that phone call with Larry, she didn't want to vet him. She wanted to try to entrap him. But ain't no hard questions going at the mama on why you didn't go and save your son.
Well, she kind of touches on it, so a little bit.
On the damn thing. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, she said, "Well, did you go and do this?" But she didn't follow up and ask her, "Why didn't you do a damn thing?" At the end, when you had the, basically underline, "I'm gonna get a hitman," then I changed my mind on it, and then I come back to say, "Well, did you go to law enforcement?" "Oh no, I'm just gonna let justice. I'm gonna let the Lord handle it." Well, hell, at this point, the Lord could have been half your damn problem because you too caught up into this damn ministry and ain't doing what you're supposed to do as a fucking parent.
And
I understand what you're saying, Sharrell. My opinion is mine. It's Perry's. It's not Sharrell. And the only reason I'm coming at her like that, because you ain't did shit in the last 10 years. You didn't do shit when you got back. No hitman, no going to law enforcement. But now, I'm only, I'll just tell you my opinion. Only an impression that now you want some airtime and get paid.
Damn, Perry. I ain't going that far just yet.
No.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah.
that's why I'm not telling people in the chat how to think. Think how you want to. I'm just giving you my opinion because I'm on the panel. What I'm seeing from this witness per se, because that's all it is. And I don't really, it has been motives out there why Tasha K would be doing the things she's doing for revenge. And this interview is almost coming across, okay, let me use this. And, because people try to play, and Tasha said some crucial shit later on. And I don't know if I should even get into it now on how okay.
I'm trying to stick to the video, but you speak your mind. But I'm trying to, and I know where you're going with that, but
okay.
I just want to dice this interview now because
go ahead, babe.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I don't understand why you say, "Oh, they're talking to each other." Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Okay, something's not adding up, right? And so, but I'm here now, of course, because I was conflicted for a little while because I didn't want this to come across as like being vengeful or hateful. But when I heard those recordings, I believed everything that was said in those recordings. And I'm a person, just like if there was a jury involved, a jury would listen to things, recordings or tapes and stuff, and they choose as human beings as to whether or not they're going to believe the things with other things to support. And so I wholeheartedly wouldn't be sitting here if I did not believe Trey. Okay? And I think it's even more powerful that you as a mother are willing to put your pride aside to say, I'm supporting my son, because most mothers won't do it. Let's just forget about that. Why we got to bring up old stuff?
Did she just say most mothers would not support their son?
No, and that shit just doesn't make no sense. I don't know what kind of mother you is, but most mothers when they son would have called, and I know, Tasha, you saying on this thing that you wholeheartedly believe Trey. And I'm not saying Trey is wrong. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to accuse somebody of something, you're going to need some type of damn proof, okay? Mm-hmm. And let me lay it with that, because I don't people go, well, how can you go? No. Bring some kind of evidence. And why the hell you talking to Tasha? Why is his mama even talking when it was his issue, when he could take his ass down there and sue, press charges, or do something?
Well, I just want to stop on that comment. Most mothers would not just overlook this issue. Matter of fact, if I just had a feeling some about this guy creeped me out, I'm not keeping you around my child. Point blank, period. And most mothers don't do that. Let me keep going.
Yeah, go ahead. You're right about that.
But you're helping him and supporting him through his healing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And so I just wanted to say that because we were about to lead up into the, the acts that Trey described. When did you first come to know that anything was slightly inappropriate going on between Reed and your son Trey?
So, the first time I heard it, it was actually before I went to St. Martin. The first time I heard something about something going on in that area with little boys.
Were you still a part of the church?
I was still a part of the church, but at the time, you hear stuff, but you don't want to believe it, and we had different people coming in and out of the church, right? Different people coming in, people from other states and stuff coming in and making accusations, saying stuff, And so that was the first time that I heard it. Now, to answer your question about the first time with Trey, I was in St. Martin.
You were on vacation?
I was in St. Martin pastoring a church because he sent me there.
Okay.
The lady that he was going to marry, that's from London, he was going, it was one of her churches.
Reed was going to marry a woman in St. Martin.
No, she had a church in St. Martin.
Okay.
She had a church in St. Martin, but her base church was in London.
Okay.
And they were going to get married. And she needed someone to pastor the church in St. Martin. And so he sent me to pastor the church.
And how long were you there?
I was there for months. The first time I was there for about 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And then I came back, and then I went back again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you left the boys back.
I left, and
back
Trey was like, Trey was like, I'm on Skype talking to Trey. Yeah. He crying. I know my mama didn't leave me. You didn't. I mean, he's a teenager saying, I can't believe, Mama, you really a long way from me. Okay. You really left me. Because we've always been
Stop it, Trey.
from birth.
Stop it. No. I mean, because I'm trying to bear with this shit, but it's too many things and I don't want to lose my focus on one thing.
Okay.
She was directly asked, when have the first time you heard about these allegations? Mm-hmm. It was right before going to St. Martin's, okay? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't from Trey. Does it matter as a mother? You didn't talk to your kid before you went to St. Martin? I mean, what is it? It's St. Martin's, right? Yeah, St. Martin's or whatever. Mm-hmm. You didn't talk to him before to get to the bottom of it before you left? Then she said, but to answer your question, no, you don't answer the damn question. You don't heard allegations before you went to St. Martin's.
Yeah.
Then you went on to St. Martin's, and then you talked to Trey, and then you got it. And then when you was talking to him in St. Martin's, he worried about FaceTime, this and that. Wouldn't he be saying, Mama, come and get me? I'm just saying, I don't know.
It is strange.
Okay,
it's very strange.
All right, I ain't mean to
heard whispers. The first thing you do is protect your children.
I would have rolled
I don't know, but anyway, she went to St. Martin's. I'm not putting words in her mouth. This is what she said.
Yeah, sorry.
He's always been with me, so.
And what'd you tell her when he was crying?
I was coming back. It's gonna be over soon. You'll be okay. You're in good hands. That they're gonna take care of him and everything. You're gonna be fine. We can talk every day on Skype. You can see me, all that good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously is he living with Reed at the time, or do you still have a home in the town that you're in, and the boys are staying at your home? Because at this point they're teenagers, and so they're probably self-sufficient at this point. So, and
No, there were, when I was in
St. Martin?
St. Martin, and even before then, he stayed with Reed he stayed at Reed's house.
Okay.
Yeah, he stayed at Reed's house a lot.
And you never kind of just, despite like people were coming in and saying, like, this is not normal, this is not of God.
Yeah.
It never raised your
I was
eyebrow.
like, no, because you don't want to believe that about your leader.
Okay.
You don't want to believe that.
Okay. And did you feel like maybe you had a close enough relationship with your son that, one, it could never be my son, or two, he would come tell me if something was wrong?
I would, at that time, yes, I would think that he would. But you don't know, because when you're in ministry and other people are with your child a whole lot, and they're in the house with your child, because there was a time, like I said, he was at Reed's house. He was staying at his house. I wasn't staying at his house, but he was there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let me say this. Larry Reed is in the chat, and he's making comments as we're reviewing this. Tasha K could come in the chat too. Anybody can come in my chat
The
that wants
mama
to
can
be in
come
my
in
chat.
too and explain. I said the mama can come too.
And I welcome it.
No, and not to be no pun intended. I'm just simply saying, like, we ain't just having no playground scrap, right? These are serious allegations, right? And people could say, oh, well, I feel a certain way, this happened to me, I got to go with this side. But if that was your brother or sister, wouldn't you want evidence? I'm just saying, like, or if it was you being accused, you would want a fair trial too. But anyway, to go ahead, Sharrell.
So I guess Larry's saying he never lived with her in any house, but let's keep going.
Sat back on that.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, because as a mother, it is bringing back, it makes me feel like, why didn't I just go with what was said? Why didn't I just go with what I heard? Why didn't I just go with it? Wouldn't be sitting here possibly telling your story.
Do you feel like he sent you to St. Martin so you would be out of the way? Because if you're away, he's pretty much with your son all the time.
Well, I don't honestly think that. Just being honest, I don't think that he sent me there to be out of the way, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking back on it, I don't know, but I would not really being honest and say that I think he was sending me away to get me out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the first time you heard, okay, and but when did you really come to know about what had transpired?
When I was in St. Martin, and my children called me. Some things was happening, some things that happened transpired with Trey and my daughter-in-law, my daughter-in-love, and they were with my other son. But I was in St. Martin.
Because Trey met his wife at Reed's church.
At the church.
Okay.
At the church. And I found out I was in St. Martin. That's when I found out.
Okay. How did you find out what was said, though?
So my son was telling me, my oldest son was telling me what was going on with all of them. And Trey, of course, was telling him what had happened or whatever. And when I finally was able to talk to my children, because when I was in that space, they were talking to me and I was trying to handle things. I'm in St. Martin. I'm not down here. I'm trying to make sure that my son is safe, trying to make sure, I'm trying to think in my mind, I'm like, this is not happening. This is not happening. So with me in my mind feeling this is not happening, then that's what I'm portraying when I'm talking to them on the phone, to my children. So I know it felt like to them that I don't believe what they're telling me. Right? So then that was another situation, you know.
So we just heard it. Her oldest son told her that that she was being emmed by Larry Reed, and she goes into denial. She said this is not happening. I don't know any mother, the people that I hang around. I'm on that next plane to get there after I call the cops.
Right.
After I call the cops. What? Somebody did what to you? I'm calling the cops. And I would hope any other mother in their right mind, that would be your first reaction. And I would have the cops at my house before I even got back, because I'm in St. Martin's. So that was off to me. Like, what?
And Sharrell, and I know Tasha, gave her praise. Most mothers wouldn't do that. I don't know how many mothers you truly know. And see, that might show on your own character, right? And when you talk about, you don't know how many mothers would have protected their kid. Most mothers I know would have. But when she keep going back, well, at first I heard from my sons, I was in St. Martin's. You said before you went, you heard allegations. Not just from Trey, from your old, at this point, why didn't you talk to your older son or Trey, both of them, before you went to St. Martin's? But because now you're showing a lot of compassion when you in St. Martin's hearing it, but you didn't give a damn before you went to St. Martin's.
The whole interview is nuts. And maybe it's nuts because it seems like Larry going crazy in the chat talking about that's all a lie. It's all a lie. But we're just interview. I know it's hard to sit through it, Larry, if she's lying, but we gotta review it. We gotta do it. But yeah, the totally odd reaction to somebody touching your child inappropriately. And you go to let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
So they came to you while you were in St. Martin.
I was in St. Martin.
And he's dating, Trey is, with his wife now. They weren't married at the time, of course.
Right.
And then I guess this is when Reed had told them they had to leave the church or something?
Yeah.
Okay, because they wouldn't break up.
Yeah, they wanted to keep them apart, and they didn't want, in the church, they didn't want none of the single young boys and girls being together and trying to date or anything like that. So that's what that was.
But in the midst of them telling you that they're being put out of the church is when you heard that Reed was possibly carrying on a very inappropriate or doing inappropriate things to your son Trey.
All of that at one time. I was in St. Martin.
What were they saying to you on the phone? Like, did they describe anything, or?
My oldest son.
Okay, what did
was just telling me that he was doing stuff to Trey.
Okay.
Yeah, he was doing stuff to him, and I'm like, what? And he was talking because Trey told him specifics. So he was saying that, how he touched him and did different things based on what Trey said to him. So I'm up here. At the time, I was still in school.
Okay.
I'm pastoring this whole church. I'm up here like, I gotta get home.
Okay.
Like, I gotta go. I can't stay up here.
Did you ask Trey about it?
When I talked to Trey, I did. It was briefly. Okay. Yeah, it was briefly. It's like it wasn't.
You find out that somebody's inappropriately touching your son, and you talk to him briefly. I don't know about you, but that is my biggest focus right then. What?
Yeah.
He did what? I'm calling the cops. I'm nurturing my child. Like, I'm sorry this happened. I'm not. I don't.
Sharrell, no, I get it. I get it, though. See, the whole thing is this. like she said, you know, yeah. And then we got into detail when why she keep putting this shit? I mean, for real, St. Martin's must be a certain date or something that she's trying to sell. Because she said before she went, she heard allegations. But then St. Martin's, now at St. Martin's, this when she really starting to realize that this could be true when she's talking to her kids that she probably should have talked to before St. Martin's, the night of the damn allegations, that when she heard it from other people. Like, because she said she heard from people in the church that this person's alcoholic. I believe it. This person is this. I believe it. But when it comes to your kid, you ignore it.
Believe it. You go into denial. She said she was in shock. She was in shock.
And then on top of that, she go through this whole tier. And I know we probably ain't got to that point yet, right? And how?
Well, don't say it then. Don't say
go
it.
ahead. All right, we'll wait. All right.
You got to calm down, Perry. You got to calm down.
Yeah, this shit got me a little heated.
Things, being honest, things really got heated, and it felt like to my children that I was not with them. It felt like I was against them or believing the opposite. Yeah.
Like you didn't want to believe.
Like I didn't believe it. Yeah, that's the way it was. And I was like, this is not happening.
Yeah.
This is not happening. These are my children, and I gotta go home. I gotta get to my children. And because when you, and it'll happen, like if your children telling you something and you're sounding like you're with them, the other people, versus what they're telling you. If you're talking and they can't even, I'm mama. So what's there to question? If I'm telling you what's going on, what's there to question?
Right.
But I'm sitting here and I was.
She's saying that what is there to say? What is there to question when they're telling you this? It's a lot to say.
Okay.
I need every detail of what went down and how it happened.
Exactly.
I'm keep going.
Hesitant. I can honestly say that I was hesitant. Like like this is not happening. That's the hesitancy. This is really not happening.
But her thoughts was she's hesitant and she keeps her telling herself this isn't happening. I can't. Let me keep going.
No,
I'm way over here. Nothing really sank in till I got back.
And how long did it take you to leave St. Martin and get back to North Carolina to the boys?
I think it was like maybe a few weeks.
You guys heard it. Her son tells her that he's being touched inappropriately, and it takes her 2 weeks before she goes back home.
She said 4 weeks.
She said 4?
Yeah, 4 weeks. Go ahead. Approximately 4 weeks.
You don't call the cops. You leave him in his predator's hands. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
She said it took approximately, Tasha said, well, how long did it take for you to get back? She said approximately 4 weeks. So 2 to 4 weeks, whatever. And then
what? I'm catching the next plane.
And then she
After
said this,
I call the cops and send the cops there first.
Sharrell, she said this. It took me about either approximately 4 weeks. And then that's when it sunk in. Okay.
I can't.
No. That's when it sunk in. It didn't sink in when you heard allegations, and then both of your boys told you, and St. Martin's, because this shit want to keep coming up, St. Martin's, right? It didn't sink in then, but then if it sunk in when you got back in 4 weeks, why would you still attending the damn church? Question mark.
None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense to me. But I'm listening to your story. I'm not going to judge you, but I'm just listening to the story. This story is showing me a woman that made a lot of mistakes. I'll just put it that way, because I don't want to sensationalize. We're just listening to the story. Let me calm down. Let's go.
I think it was like maybe a few weeks.
Did you talk to Reed anytime during that term?
I did.
And was it over the phone or Skype?
It was over the phone.
Okay. And what was that conversation like?
He said he did all this stuff that Trey is saying he did to him. He did not do it. That's what he said.
Okay. And you believed him?
I'm
asking.
I didn't believe him. No, I didn't believe him.
That's even worse. So you talk to Larry Reed. He tells you nothing happened. You don't believe him, but you leave your children around this man.
Yeah, I mean.
Stop me when I'm embellishing. Stop me when I'm trying to just say things for clicks and views.
That's
Stop
a
me.
good point. That's a good point because now it's not about I couldn't believe I was in denial. You just said you didn't believe him, so that means you thought he was a liar
Mm-hmm.
and your kids was right. But
Mm-hmm.
you stayed at the church.
I know. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
What it was I was in shock. I'm still in shock, like I'm even having this conversation with my leader, my then leader. So I'm in shock. And it wasn't about me not believing, even when I was talking to my children. It wasn't like I wasn't believing. I was in total shock, like this is not happening. This is not happening. But at the time, you know, when you're not saying words to make them believe that you believe them, because I never said I don't believe you. I'm just in shock. I'm up here.
It was the
I need to get home. It was the yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't believe him.
So you get back, and what's it like when you get back?
Weird. It was so weird. It was so weird. I get back. I'm in the church, and he would use other things. I wasn't talking to him a lot, and I gradually started backing away.
Talking about Reed?
Yes.
Okay, so you're still going.
So let me get this straight. You go back. Now you're back in your homeland.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to the cops.
Nope.
You don't talk to your child about it again.
Nope.
You go back to the church. And you distance yourself from Reed. But you don't protect your damn child. That's all I
What
have
was
to
the
say.
word she
Let me keep
used?
going.
I was in disbelief. I mean, what would she say? She said something.
She was in shock. She was in shock.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I was in shock that you showed back up at the church. Okay. No. Let's keep this shit real. No, I'm in shock for that.
Uh-huh.
Let's go.
It's almost done. Let's just keep going.
Church. I'm still going to the church, so of course that's going to upset my children. We just had this conversation. Now I'm home from St. Martin. Why are you still at that church? Of course that's what they're saying.
Okay.
Why are you still there? But as a mom, there were the things in my mind, and I had a purpose still being there. Because there were things like being in the church. That wasn't the only thing. It was other stuff like it was very controlling, you know, like our lifestyles and what we do and how we date and all this kind of stuff. So they were really in a specific area of my life. You know, I was dating somebody, and I know you're not asking me for this. I'm just saying because it fit with what I'm saying.
Please, yeah.
I was dating somebody out of the country, right? And they didn't want me doing that.
Okay.
That kind of stuff, trying to control who I talk to, and me being an elder in the church, not wanting me to share that.
So right here, she's talking about Larry Reed being very controlling over the church,
Right.
telling her who to date and having an opinions like that. We're not talking deflection.
Sharrell, let me tell you this. This is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for one thing, she leads the topic. The main topic, the only reason why we're here at part 1, part 2, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is about the accuser, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
She shows more compassion about he's controlling, telling us what kind of panties to wear, than somebody doing some shit to your kid.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because I think at the end of the day, that's why she's saying that she left because he was so controlling, not what he did to his kid.
To her child.
Right. So, I mean, shit, how shallow are you?
It's just ridiculous. And I do believe this is called, I'm not going to, never mind. It gets hard for me not to go off on her, but I want everyone to listen to the tape. Okay, let's keep going.
With certain people in the church, like singles or whatever, as if it was going to affect them. It was that type of thing. So they're trying to tell me how to date, what to say to people, what not to say to people, and even in my house. I have a 3-bedroom condo. Trying to control how I run my house.
Like how? Give us an example.
Like one of the people that was staying in my home didn't like some of my rules. So next thing I know, I have a knock on my door. They're in my Shimako, and 2 of the other leaders come into my house to have a meeting about my house and how I run my house because of what one of them said. Because I was an elder, I was single, so I let some of the singles, 2 of the singles live with me to get their lives together, you know what I'm saying, to get somewhere. And so they're coming to my house to tell me how to run my house.
What would they say?
Trying to say stuff like, say for instance, if a situation in the house I didn't like, right? And I'm telling this particular person, I need you to do this, but they don't like it. So they got a problem with how I'm running my house. Because basically that's what it was.
Is it true that they would kind of tell y'all how to dress? How to wear your hair?
They would tell us stuff about hairstyles. They would tell us about the way we dress and
who to talk to.
Who to talk to. It was crazy.
So in your opinion, would you describe it as a cult?
Yes.
Tasha K was the first person in this damn interview to bring up the word cult.
Right.
Because maybe it could be perceived as, maybe what she's talking about didn't make no damn sense. You talking about, he's telling you to do this and how to dress and how to do that, but you're not talking about what he allegedly did.
Mm-hmm.
So now it feels like Tasha's trying to paint the scene that, oh, this was a cult and you were scared to talk to him. There's no explanation good enough for you not protecting your damn child, calling the cops.
Yeah, no, I get it. And then she's like,
there's no damn explanation for you never talking to your child again about this. Please.
And then she said this also, Sharrell, how crazy it was, how he's trying to tell him how to dress. How crazy it is that after your kids tell you some shit, you don't take no action for it. You
None.
go back to
not a therapist, not
you go back to the cult.
Okay, you didn't move, nothing. But you could have meetings with him about what you're wearing and who you're dating. I can't. Let's keep going. Because I'm trying to be fair to you. But I'm saying that this story ain't making sense. And if this did happen, you should be behind bars for not, I'm going to say it, for not protecting your damn child.
Thank you. That's all I was saying earlier.
Yes.
Okay, so you were still up under, when you're hearing this, because you're obviously in St. Martin working for the church, and they're fulfilling a dream or passion that you've always wanted to do.
Yes.
Which is in ministry, you're like, I don't believe this, because you're still like under the influence of their influence.
Yeah.
So whatever he tells you pretty much is gold.
That's the way it was. That's the way it was.
Wow.
Sad as it sounds. And that's what happens when you're in ministry a lot of times, and you grow up to believe what they say and don't talk against it. And so when you get around people and you want to honor your leaders, that's a way of respecting them and honoring them. What they say is golden. Yeah.
So the boys are upset with you, Trey and his older brother.
Yep, I'll never forget that. I will never forget that.
Like they're not talking to you.
Like was not talking to me. Upset about that. And I was like, because it sounded like I was with them. I remember talking to my oldest son. They were reaching out. I think they was reaching out to them on social media or something like that. And I believe my oldest son, who has Ashley and Trey's back, had posted something. Stay off of my page. If you don't like what I'm putting on my page, stay off of my page. So Ree wanted me to tell my oldest son to take down what he put on his own page.
Okay, I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
He's so controlling. I couldn't post on social media what we wanted to post. What does this have to do with him touching your child. If anything, you need to be in jail your damn self from not protecting your own child.
Mm-hmm.
She goes on, and I don't know if we should keep going with this, to tell the even bigger stupid story about how, no, she doesn't do anything about it because Reed is so controlling. They don't talk about it anymore, but you go hire somebody to hurt Larry. I'm going to assume that meant K him.
Right.
Hurt, beat up, whatever. So you're so scared because he's so controlling, but you go get a hitman? What should we do? Should we keep going, Perry? Because that's almost
No. I mean, the gist of it, it's already been laid out there, right? If people want to go and see it, they know where to go and see it, see the rest of it. Because the rest of it get even worse. And then they get so far off topic, they talking about wardrobes, how you looking, how you fix your hair. Who gives a shit? We ain't here for all that.
Yeah.
We here
It's
for
really, maybe I'll play it a little later. I'll either come on late tonight at night, because I know you I'm pressed for time right now. I might come back tonight to play it again. There's a two more parts that you got to hear. You have to hear the part how she hired somebody to hurt Larry and still didn't go to the police. She goes and hires somebody to hurt Larry, whatever that means. I'm gonna take it like what, you in the mob now. And then Tasha does this crazy. No, I gotta come back and play the rest of this.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah,
because Tasha starts talking about how easy it is to manipulate people, right? She's supposed to be telling the story as if to make us think that Larry's a manipulator. But what she did is exposed herself. She said, I can manipulate whoever I want.
Yep.
I know how to manipulate people. I know how to manipulate men.
Yep.
I can make you think whatever I want to. And that's the kind of person Larry is. No, you just exposed yourself. Well, who says that? I have never. And people, you guys been with me for the whole 5 years I had this YouTube channel. Have I ever came on here and told anybody I was a master at manipulating people? What kind of what? That is not a good quality to have. So we got to come back with a part two, because it gets more crazy. Her hiring a hitman to take Larry out without going to a police, the school. You could have went to your school. You didn't go to the school, the kids' schools. You don't go to a therapist. You talk about this to nobody. But you go hire somebody to hurt Larry Reed.
Yeah.
You not that damn manipulated. I'm sure Larry did not, because you said he controlled your every move. Did he tell you to go hire somebody to take him out? So you do have a brain and you do make decisions on your own. You decided not to listen to your kid and go to St. Martin's anyway. You decided to wait 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks before you came home.
Let's keep it real.
You decided to go back to no one instructed you to do these things. So you were making some decisions on your own, weren't you? This made no sense. And if I was thinking, maybe I'm going to dedicate a time at night when I go over these interviews, because there was a lot of gaping holes in Lavontraye's interview too. But I didn't think to go over it line by line like I'm doing now. We're going to go over all these interview tapes line by line. Let me just take a couple calls if anybody wants to because I'm running out of time, or let's just pull comments from the chat, because I want to hear what some of you guys are saying. I can't see it. Oh, let me take this down. Okay. If you believe that you can manipulate anyone, if no different from saying you could sleep with anyone or everyone wants you, exactly. That's a psychotic delusion. Why would these kids make these accusations? They're not. Okay, you're supposed to believe the children. You're supposed to believe them. You're also supposed to investigate.
Right. You're
also supposed to protect your child. You're supposed to protect your child. If First, let me say it this way. If I thought somebody was weird, I wouldn't put my kid around them. That just, who else is protecting them but you? But you come out and tell me this man is touching me, and I still leave you in his care? Tracy, I hope you will do better. I hope you will make more clear decisions.
And then what she's saying too, what Tracy's saying, why would the kid make these accusations? But my question would be, the kid could have made them, but it's still a process. I can make allegations on anybody in the chat. It don't mean it's true. But however, good question. I mean, well, no, nobody's saying we ain't believing the kid, but you got to show some evidence. You can't just accuse somebody and then expect a judgment just because you accuse somebody. Why didn't the mother take action? Trace?
Mm-hmm. But they're not kids. They were allegedly 14 at the time. Now, if you're 14, I'm not children, put it that way for now. But you know, you are more aware of things at the age of 14. According to them, they were 14. Mm-hmm. Now we'll go over another video when these ages keep changing.
Right.
I will believe my teenager and go straight to the police.
Thank you.
Shan.
Thank you.
I would have called the police the minute I heard this. I wouldn't go to St. Bart's to get a second call. I would have called the police if I was suspicious. You don't even have to tell me this if I'm suspicious.
No, I get it. I mean, and you're right. If your kid got hurt, you would take him to the hospital. So
that's where we are. I'm going to try to go on later tonight and go over this case. It actually gets weirder than this. It gets weird. A lot of questions. But me and Perry got something to do with our grandkids, so we got to end it here. Last thoughts, Perry? Because I was going to take calls. And then later tonight, I will take calls. Let's do that.
Yeah, we'll just follow up later. That's good. Let's take care of this and then get back later.
And we got to go do something with our grandkid, and then I'll come back and I will finish the tape. It gets more bizarre than this. She's hiring hitmen. What? That's crazy. It is really crazy. All right, you guys, please don't forget to like this video. Let's get it circulating. I will put your thoughts in the comment section. Only serious comments. I don't have time for the foolery and the other bloggers sending people over here. I don't have time for it. Okay? And I will continue on with this case. All right, you guys, we will see you later tonight when we get back. Until next time, bye for now. Let's say bye, Perry, on 3. I forgot. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.